Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome very much welcome, big welcome, massive Australian welcome this morning, as I'm lucky to have the Honourable Roger Cook. He's the Deputy Premier of Western Australia, but he also doubles up as the Tourism Minister. Good morning, Roger.
G'day, Graham. Great to be with you.
Excellent. Roger, Western Australia government are putting a lot of effort into tourism. I understand it's 160 million Australian dollar investment. You've got a big commitment going around the UK. You've had a number of road shows. You've got another commitment today in London. You've signed a big deal with the NATA gold medal. What's the purpose of it, or what do you hope to get back in return for all this amount of money and time that you're putting into it?
Well, Graham, what we're saying is that Western Australia is open for business and open for tourists. And so our $167 million tourism budget is about welcoming people back to Western Australia, making sure that we maximise their experiences while they're in Western Australia. We really want to reconnect with the world. This is a post-COVID period where we are now wanting to make sure that we can welcome back all those visitors that used to visit us on a regular basis in Western Australia. And I'm very pleased to say that they are coming back in droves.
And in terms of an economic strategy, where does tourism fit in? I mean, I know there's a lot, the Western Australian economy is always seems to be a high value, high cost economy because of the mining and everything else. Is this a longer term strategy in terms of making sure Western Australia has a foot in alternative camps to hard labour, so to speak?
Yeah, it certainly is. Obviously, people know Western Australia for its mining, its oil and gas, and particularly for its agricultural products. But we're very keen to make sure that we continue to diversify our economy. And we've identified tourism as being one of those key areas where we could see great value for the Western Australian community. We know that in Western Australia, we've got great tourism product, incredible environment, amazing landscapes, genuine experiences, culinary experiences, cultural experiences right across the length and breadth of our state. We believe in a post-COVID world that that's a great product for Western Australia to promote, and we're very keen to make sure that we can connect Western Australia to the world through our tourism policies.
And in that strategy, where does sustainability, climate, environment, all of those things stand in the pecking order of what you're doing? And also linked to that would be the sentiment of your electorate, the resident sentiment.
Yeah, we obviously in Western Australia love having visitors. We always welcome, particularly family and friends, back to Western Australia from the UK. In fact, over 9,000 people from the UK have visited Western Australia since our borders opened in March. But you talk about that sustainability element, which is a really important component about celebrating our clean, green environment. One of our great iconic holiday destinations is Rottnest Island, just off the Perth coast. And we've recently invested over 60 million to really significantly increase the sustainability of that product through green energy, solar, wind, and sustainable water supplies. And that was warmly welcomed by the West Australian community because we understand the great synergies between our tourism product and our green energy future. Sustainability is going to be a fundamental message and component of tourism going forward.
And for European visitors to get to Western Australia, indeed to get any part of Australia, is a long journey. It's not going to be a short weekend break. What's the sort of average stay that you're experiencing in this post-pandemic world?
Yeah, we've certainly seen longer stays, particularly from our UK markets. Before the pandemic, they were staying around about, I think, 18 days on average, and that's kicked up to 31 days since we've reopened the borders. So that's a long stay for those tourists. We think that's as much because of those people coming to visit friends and relatives, which is a distinct part of our overall visitor cohort. But it's also an indication, I think, now that people are looking for genuine experiences to really immerse themselves in the environment and the culture of the places that they holiday in. So it's not surprising to see that those lengths of stay increase. And of course, we've welcomed back the Perth-London direct flight, Graham, and that's meeting with a huge level of demand. And in the next couple of weeks, Qantas will launch its Rome to Perth, or Perth-Rome direct flight, and we're expecting huge numbers of people wanting to take advantage of that direct connection.
Excellent. Well, let's get in a little bit into just briefly into the detail of what one can expect. I personally have been to Perth and Fremantle, not Hobart. Obviously, it's a fantastic place to come and visit. But once you get past those, obviously, those quite famous places for the very different reasons, what can one see in the rest of the state?
Well, we've been encouraging all our visitors to wander out yonder, to really experience the full length and breadth of Western Australia and all it has to offer. So many of your viewers would be experienced with Margaret River, which is in the southwest of Western Australia. It's an award-winning wine-growing region with great culinary offers. It's a cool, temperate environment and is a very special part of the world. But we also want people to experience our great northwestern Kimberley. The Ningaloo Reef in Exmouth in our northwest is an extraordinary experience for those who are looking to immerse themselves in a tropical coral environment. And of course, there's swimming with the sharks, the whale shark experience, which is quite unique. And in the Kimberley, of course, we have extraordinary landscapes and great opportunities for people to experience the wilderness that Western Australia is so famous for. We're seeing big uptick, or people returning to the tour operators that are working within the Kimberley region, and of course the mini cruises which move between Darwin and Broome in the Kimberley region are meeting with a huge level of demand at the moment, because people are really excited about the opportunity just to immerse themselves in this wilderness environments and the great unique experiences that they provide.
Excellent. Well, Roger, I wish you the very, very best of luck in your endeavours. It sounds very exciting. You've obviously got a fair bit of cash to spend in reaching your goal, and I hope you get the return on investment that you're expecting. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Graham.
Cheers.